As well as West Central is here. Central, South, and West are here. I have not seen East. The chairperson of the Eastern Caucus, I don't see them here. The Northern Azadin. But someone told me Azadin arrived yesterday.
Arrived, yes.
Azadin is around, but lost somewhere. Mr. Crock, you may ask someone to call him because he wants his business. Ask someone to come and call him. Maybe he's lost somewhere. Yeah, then the one for the Eastern Chair Caucus. So the Eastern, okay, go region by region because it's very important. Southern, the chair is here, the vice.
Honorable President, unfortunately, we have not received any apology from the Vice Chair. It's only the Chair that is here and the rapporteur.
Thank you. Okay, may that be recorded, and this will be recorded by the Director of the Bureau himself. Not the minutes, but just that aspect of who is absent at the leadership level. Central, you are here.
Yes.
How is your team?
I haven't seen them also. I don't understand if the message was sent to everybody. Everybody was supposed to be here.
Yes, those who are in the bureaucracies, everybody. And then West.
Yes, I'm here and the vice is also here. The rapporteur has sent an apology yesterday.
The vice chair.
Yes, thank you. The vice chair is here. Honorable President. The rapporteur is not here. She has sent an apology yesterday that she will not be able to make it today.
Thank you. The Eastern region. Yes, go ahead.
Apparemment, il y a la rapportrice qui est là, Madame Hallo. Je ne vois pas le président. Mais peut-être qu'ils sont en route.
The chair and the vice. Okay. The North. The rapporteur of the North, who is the rapporteur? Oh, the chair and the vice are not here. Right. In law, when you are absent in law, there is something called good cause. Good cause. Sometimes the situation is such that it's impossible for you to be present. That things happen in life. Sometimes it's just impossible. Maybe you get to Lome, you miss your flight and all those things. So these things happen. So those who are absent because of good cause, no problem. But those who are absent because of just negligence of duty, I think they need to be advised that these positions, they also go with responsibility.
Sure.
They don't accept these positions when you know you may not be able to be president because you are shortchanging the people who put you in that position. You are shortchanging them. There's a reason why we say the regional caucus 3 people, not 1. There's a reason why 1 to 3. So when there is 1 person or 2, you are shortchanging your region. And I think this is equally for committees. If you are given a position in the committee, please make sure you take the responsibility seriously. And indeed, this is our first meeting. But indeed, if for the second, third time, that's why I said by the Bureau should record for this, for the leadership only. Because we want to track each individual, whether they are absent twice, 3 times consistently, and we'll have to advise the caucus chairpersons to replace such people. That's fair. Yes. Thank you very much. But for caucuses, I think I'll get it from the record now. It will take much time if I say every committee should say who is here. That will take another 30 minutes. So, but the record of attendance, and again, the Director of the Bureau, make sure that the record of attendance should separate Should not be names that say so and so. No, no. The regional chairpersons, caucuses, this region, so this region by region, they attended the list, and then the committee is the same. The committee should show that the youth caucus chair was there or chair was absent, the vice was there. All the public committees, each committee want to look at the attendance, and they want to drop a table for all meeting one on date 22 October. This one attended, and then the next one they attended, the next one they didn't. That's very important for us if we want to be serious. So this, I said, is a planning meeting, and that's why we are here. In the composition, I have explained. It is a serious meeting of all committees, the regional chairpersons, and their bureaucracies. Now, I go back to the basics again. We are gathered here as leaders. Leaders of what? To achieve what? And why should our member states sponsor all of us air tickets, whatever allowances for accommodation and all that, to achieve what? I think it is to, in simple terms, to ensure that the continent of Africa, in terms of development, in terms of quality of life, in terms of standard of living, that the citizens of this continent enjoy a better life. That's why we are here. Then that better life is defined through the committees. To enjoy that better life, we've set up committees. Through those committees, we can work to achieve a better life. And those committees include women's caucus, but there are issues about women. There are issues about the youth. Once we take care of these committees, women, youth, I think Africa becomes better. For now, of course, as you know, Africa has not done very well. And PAP did not do very well. But we now want to do well. And this meeting, when we discuss, we should go deeper. How can we make Africa better? Through our committees. What should the committees be doing? And I want to say up front that maybe because we are new, after our committees in August, some committees went to sleep because they did not come up with any program to undertake. I'm saying so because as a bureau, we didn't receive, the clerk is here, we didn't receive to say this committee wants to undertake this activity, they have this shortcoming. So we want the committees, I want to use this way, to wake up a bit and ensure that each time we break between sessions, committees should give us programs that they wish to undertake. So through those committees, we can make a difference on this continent. We have the 10 committees, what you call permanent, then there's CAPA, the 11, and we have the Women's and Youth Caucus. The women on this continent have issues. They have issues. And are the relevant committees doing anything? The youth on this continent have issues. In fact, the West is the youth. What are we doing? You are the leadership that was elected. Have you come up with any concepts, plans to try and move forward? And are you aware of the expectations of the citizens with regard to your committee, for example? If we ask the committee on agriculture, and I don't see the chair of agriculture in this room, he says he traveled? He traveled?
No, he came.
He's around?
He came this morning, 5:30, so...
Or he's maybe trying to sleep a bit and wake up when he comes to the meeting. Anyway, the deputy agriculture is here? Yes, Honorable Barakat. Right, we are saying, if we ask you the question as a committee, what do people of Africa expect from your committee? And what are you doing yourself as a committee? And for every committee, I want to ask that question. What do the people of Africa expect from your committee? If you are a regional caucus chair, what do the people from your caucus, your region, what are the issues in your region? And what do they expect PAP to be doing? This question, I think, will be keep us asking, what do people expect? So that now, when you plan as a committee, we want you to respond to those expectations. Don't just say because someone came up with a topic on biotechnology, something like that, then you say we want to put on the agenda. Do people of Africa, are you talking to the people of Africa really on that topic? Or just something nice, academic from yourself? When you say women's issues, what do women now on the continent expect? You should talk to those issues. Then those are relevant committees. And I may go deeper at a later stage, but I want to say this time we want every committee to do a presentation every time about their programs, and we approve those programs. We will be amending rules. I know you see the program, but I want to amend, and it's very important that we look at our program, our rules. Everybody's been laughing at us as to whether we have really rules. But ultimately, the mission of Pan-African Parliament, a platform for citizens of this continent, to make an input about issues to do with the development of the continent, economies, politics, social life, elections, and all that, and democratic problems, issues on the continent. We are slightly going behind because Burkina Faso, last month, 2 months ago, we had a second coup. We used to have coups in the 70s and 80s, but we never had second coups. But now we have second coups. A coup upon another coup. I think we have, this is even PAP, we have quite an enormous responsibility. And when we go to the chamber, what we should be debating, our program should be addressing those issues of Africa, not nice topics. It's not just nice to know. Nice to know about how atoms and molecules move and how they end up forming this and that and that and that. What does that have to do with Africa and the development? The people of Africa are not interested in the molecules and the atoms. The people of Africa want to know whether now there is food security on the continent, whether there is a cure for COVID. And this is, each community should ask itself, these issues we are discussing, are they the issues out there? If it's education, chair from Niger, if it's education, the issues we are discussing in education, are they relevant to what is happening out there? If we do that, we are doing well. So, as part of going forward, which you will comment, we are now going to do a presentation on the program itself, starting now until the end. Then you comment on the program. We have also thought it wise that we, since you are the leadership of the parliament, we brief you about current issues, very, very, very current issues, and mainly about finances, our budget, how things are going, whether we can fund your activities between now and December, how much money we have. That there will be a part on budgetary, supplementary budgets and other issues, because you are the leadership. So at this juncture, I'll ask, all right, there's adoption of the agenda. First, ask the clerk on the agenda. It says adoption of the agenda, the joint meeting. Have you seen the agenda? Have you seen the agenda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we adopt it? Yeah, no?
I move to adopt the agenda.
Move to adopt. Seconder?
Second.
Thank you, seconder. Good. So I ask the clerk to go through the program, copies I believe you have, or at least on your phone, I don't know. But you've seen the program. Have you seen the program?
Yes.
Good. So, Mr. Clerk, you can tell us.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Le programme de la première session ordinaire de la 6e législature, placé sous le thème de l'Union africaine, à savoir renforcer la résilience en matière de nutrition sur le continent africain, accélérer le développement social, économique du capital humain, se présente comme suit. Ce programme commence à partir du 24 octobre et prend fin le 12 novembre 2022. Le programme a commencé avec un certain nombre de réunions qui se sont déjà tenues, à savoir la réunion du bureau qui a commencé le 19 octobre, qui a continué le 20 et qui a pris fin le 21 octobre. Et la réunion de ce matin qui commence à l'instant même, le 22 octobre, de 10h à 13h. Le lundi 24 octobre 2022, de 9h à 11h, il y aura une réunion plénière dans la salle, dans l'hémicycle, c'est la réunion de tous les parlementaires pour recevoir les orientations du bureau par rapport aux activités de la session. De 11h à 18h, il y aura des réunions de caucus régionaux. Donc les 5 caucus se réuniront dans les 5 différentes salles pour examiner et faire des propositions sur le règlement intérieur du PAP. Le mardi 25 octobre, de 9h à 18h, toutes les caucus qui se sont réunis à la veille se réuniront à l'hémicycle pour la restitution des travaux. Et la restitution sera faite par les présidents des différents caucus. Le mercredi 26 octobre, de 9h à 18h, la même réunion plénière de tous les parlementaires des différents caucus se poursuivra à l'hémicycle. Les restitutions continueront à être faites par les présidents des différents caucus. Le 27 octobre, de 9h à 18h, c'est la réunion de la commission de règlement des privilèges de la discipline pour examiner les propositions faites par les différents caucus et celles issues de la plénière. Et concomitamment, les autres 4 commissions se réuniront. Vous verrez cela dans le programme séparé de chaque commission. De 10h à 13h le même jour, il y aura la réunion des ambassadeurs avec le bureau du Parlement panafricain. Le vendredi 28 octobre, de 9h à 18h, il y aura la réunion des commissions des règlements, des privilèges et de la discipline pour examiner toujours les modifications du règlement intérieur du PAP. Et concomitamment, 4 autres commissions se réuniront aussi le même jour. Le samedi 29 octobre, de 9h à 13h, ça sera la réunion d'orientation des nouveaux membres du PAP. Et de 9h à 13h aussi, concomitamment, il y aura la réunion de la commission permanente des règlements, des privilèges de la discipline pour examiner les modifications du règlement intérieur. Le lundi 31 octobre, de 9h à 12h, ça sera l'ouverture officielle de la première session ordinaire de la 6e législature dans l'hémicycle. L'ouverture sera faite par le président du Parlement panafricain, son Excellence Chief Jalou. Après l'ouverture, il y aura la prestation des serments de nouveaux membres. Ensuite, les déclarations et messages de solidarité qui seront données par les différentes personnalités invitées dont les noms suivent. Il s'agit de Son Excellence Ahmed Abdelgate, qui est le secrétaire général de la Ligue arabe, et de Son Excellence Antonio Guterres, qui est le secrétaire général de l'Organisation des Nations Unies, et de l'invité d'honneur, Son Excellence Macky Sall, président de la République du Sénégal. Ensuite, les travaux seront suspendus pour une séance photo. Je crois que nous allons le préciser dans le programme d'ouverture officielle. Et de 14h à 18h, les caucus se réuniront dans les différentes salles pour les travaux habituels qui consistent à répartir les nouveaux membres dans les différentes commissions. Le mardi, le 1er novembre, de 9h à 13h, ça sera la présentation et débat sur le rapport d'évaluation des performances des activités du Parlement panafricain, laquelle présentation sera faite par le président du Parlement panafricain, son Excellence l'honorable Tif. Deuxième présentation et débat porte sur l'état de l'Union qui est censé être fait par son Excellence M. Moussa Faki, président de la Commission de l'Union africaine. Troisième présentation et débat portera sur le thème de l'Union africaine de 2022, à savoir renforcer la résilience en matière de nutrition sur le continent africain, accélérer le développement social, économique du capital humain. Et la quatrième présentation sera faite sur le rapport de l'atelier du PAP sur le thème de l'Union africaine. Les intervenants sont les suivants. Son Excellence l'ambassadrice Aminata Soumati Souma, la commissaire de l'Union africaine chargée de la santé, des affaires humanitaires et du développement social de la Commission de l'Union africaine, le docteur Chimimba David Piri, l'honorable Didier Molicho Saïd, et de 14h à 18h, ce sera la présentation et débat sur la situation de la paix et de la sécurité en Afrique, qui sera faite par son Excellence Dr Chérif Alberdi, présidente de la Commission permanente de la coopération, des relations internationales et des règlements de conflits, son Excellence ambassadrice Emilia Ndilanao Kouza, présidente du Conseil de paix et de sécurité de l'Union africaine, et son Excellence ambassadeur Adrien Bankolé, commissaire aux affaires politiques de paix et de sécurité. Ensuite, ça sera la présentation sur la loi type sur la patrie. Et la troisième présentation portera sur le rapport de la table ronde sur la promotion de la gouvernance démocratique par la mise en œuvre de la charte africaine de la démocratie, des élections, de la gouvernance et le renforcement de l'engagement des citoyens. Cette présentation sera faite par le président de la Commission permanente de coopération et relations internationales et de règlement de conflit, Dr Chérif Al-Gabal. Les travaux seront suspendus et le 1er novembre, dans l'après-midi du 1er novembre toujours, ça sera la réunion des commissions des règlements, privilèges de la discipline pour examiner les modifications toujours au règlement intérieur. Le mercredi 2 novembre, de 9h à 18h, il y aura le dialogue de haut niveau sur la démocratie, les droits humains et la gouvernance en Afrique, placé sous le thème changement anticonstitutionnel de gouvernement et des transitions politiques en Afrique. Ce dialogue aura lieu dans l'hémicycle. Le jeudi 3 novembre, de 9h à 13h, ça sera la présentation et le débat sur le rapport de l'atelier sur la révision du règlement intérieur. Cette présentation aura lieu à l'hémicycle et l'intervenant sera l'honorable Temikile Richard Majola, président de la Commission permanente des règlements des privilèges de la discipline. Les travaux seront suspendus et reprendront de 14h à 18h avec la conférence sur les droits des femmes placée sous le thème autonomisation et inclusion des femmes en matière de gouvernance. Ça fera l'objet d'un programme séparé. Et le vendredi 4 novembre, la conférence sur les droits de la femme se poursuivra toujours dans la salle de plénière. Ensuite, le lundi 7 novembre, de 9h à 12h, verra la présentation et débat sur l'Afrique et la Ligue arabe, perspectives et opportunités de développement socio-économique. Cette présentation aura lieu à l'hémicycle avec les intervenants suivants. Son Excellence Ahmed Abdelhamid, secrétaire général de la Ligue arabe, et Son Excellence Sak Dabash, président du Conseil fédéral national des Émirats arabes unis. Cette présentation sera suivie de la présentation et débat sur le rapport de la CAPA, qui sera fait par le président de la CAPA, l'honorable Miles Sampa. La troisième présentation porte sur le point de la participation du Parlement panafricain à la conférence des Nations Unies sur le changement climatique COP27, qui aura lieu du 6 au 18 novembre à Sharm el-Sheikh, et l'intervenant sera un des membres du bureau. Les travaux seront suspendus ce jour et reprendront de 14h à 18h avec la présentation et débat concernant le rapport sur l'accord relatif à la zone de libre-échange continentale, avec pour intervenant l'honorable sénateur John Bonds Bidiri, président de la commission permanente du commerce, des douanes et de l'immigration, et le secrétaire général de la CAF. Ensuite, la commission permanente du commerce, des douanes et de l'immigration, avec la présentation et débat sur le rapport de séminaire sur combler les lacunes en matière de protection des travailleurs migrants, hommes, femmes en Afrique, par le biais d'un plaidoyer pour l'utilisation des instruments juridiques, rôle du Parlement panafricain et du comité consultatif sur la migration de la main-d'œuvre de l'Union africaine. Ensuite, il y aura la présentation et débat sur les recommandations et les résolutions sur la migration de la main-d'œuvre en Afrique. L'intervenant sera, à ce niveau, l'honorable sénateur John Bonds Bidiri, président de la commission permanente du commerce, des douanes et de l'immigration. Les travaux seront suspendus pour reprendre le 8 novembre 2022, de 9h à 12h, avec la présentation et adoption des lois types proposées par le PAP, à savoir celle résultant de la commission permanente des affaires monétaires et financières portant sur les recommandations et les résolutions sur les propositions de loi coopératives, puis présentation et débat sur le rapport de recommandations et résolutions sur les propositions de loi type relatives à l'affacturage, la présentation du budget 2023 du PAP pour information, qui sera aussi faite par l'honorable Mohamed Moubarak Moutaga, président de la commission permanente des finances. La deuxième présentation sera faite par la commission de l'égalité en genre de la famille, la jeunesse et les personnes handicapées. Et elle portera sur le rapport et résolution sur l'élaboration des lois types relatives à la parité hommes-femmes. Elle sera faite par l'honorable Dao Gabala Mariam, présidente de la commission genre. La troisième présentation est celle de la commission permanente des affaires juridiques et des droits de l'homme, portant sur les résolutions relatives à la promotion, à la vulgarisation des lois types sur le maintien de l'ordre. Elle sera faite par l'honorable Jean-Marie Nibirati, président de la commission permanente des affaires juridiques. La quatrième présentation émanera de la commission de l'économie rurale, de l'agriculture, des ressources naturelles et de l'environnement. Elle portera sur sur le projet de loi type sur la gestion durable des sols en Afrique. L'intervenant sera l'honorable Didier Molicho Saïd, président de la commission permanente de l'économie rurale, de l'agriculture, des ressources naturelles et de l'environnement. Les travaux seront suspendus et reprendront de 14h à 18h avec la présentation et le débat du groupe des femmes parlementaires. L'intervenante sera l'honorable Amina Tidjani Yaya, présidente du groupe des femmes parlementaires. Ensuite, il y aura la présentation et le débat sur le rapport et la résolution sur la promotion de la ratification du protocole relatif aux droits des femmes handicapées et des personnes âgées qui émanera de la commission permanente d'égalité en genre, de la famille, de la jeunesse et des personnes handicapées, qui sera faite par l'honorable Dao Gabala Mariam, présidente de la commission permanente d'égalité en genre, de la famille, de la jeunesse et des personnes handicapées. Ensuite, suivra la présentation et débat sur le rapport et la résolution sur les plaidoyers en faveur de la promotion du plan décennal de l'Union africaine sur l'éradication du travail des enfants, du travail forcé, de la traite des êtres humains et de l'esclavage moderne, qui sera faite par l'honorable Jean-Patrice Kirin, président de la commission permanente de la santé, du travail et des affaires sociales. Les travaux seront suspendus et reprendront le 9 novembre de 9h à 12h par la présentation et débat sur le rapport de la Cour au suivi et évaluation de l'agenda 2063 et le rôle du Parlement panafricain. L'intervenant nous viendra de la Commission de l'Union africaine et du Bureau du Parlement panafricain. Ensuite, ce sera la présentation et débat sur les lignes directrices relatives aux pratiques néfastes et albinisme. La présentation émanera de la Commission permanente des affaires juridiques et des droits de l'homme. Et la présentation sur la résolution relative à l'adoption des lignes directives sur les pratiques néfastes sera faite aussi par Jean-Marie Nibi Randier, président de la Commission permanente des affaires juridiques et des droits de l'homme. Les travaux seront suspendus et reprendront de 14h à 18h avec la présentation du débat sur le rapport du mécanisme africain d'évaluation par les pairs. Ce sera le directeur général du Maïet qui viendra faire la présentation. Ensuite, ce sera la présentation du débat sur le rapport sur la sécurité alimentaire qui sera faite par le président, par l'honorable Didier Molicho Saïd, président de la commission permanente de l'économie rurale, de l'agriculture, des ressources naturelles et de l'environnement. Les travaux seront suspendus et reprendront le jeudi 10 novembre de 9h à 11h30 avec la réunion du groupe des femmes parlementaires à l'hémicycle, suivi aussi de 11h30 à 13h de la réunion du groupe parlementaire des jeunes à l'hémicycle. Ensuite, de 16h à 18h, ça sera la présentation et adoption des résolutions et recommandations finales, suivi de la clôture officielle de la première session ordinaire de la 6e législature. Et le 11 novembre et le 12 novembre, de 9h à 13h, ça sera la réunion annuelle conjointe de planification du bureau et des bureaux en vue d'adopter les plans de travail de tous les organes du Parlement panafricain. Ce plan de travail sera l'objet, ce plan, en fait cette activité sera l'objet d'un programme séparé. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention.
Oh, Ms. Clark, well done. Thank you very much. I'll make some comments. but I'll start with you. Any comments on the program? Honorable Majodina.
Thank you very much, Honorable President, Vice President, and all my colleagues present here. Chair, in appreciating the taking of the report, looking at the theme which has been extracted from the African Union theme, I'm trying to control my speed. I was told that by interpreters that I speak very fast, so I'll try to be slow. The theme that is extracted from the African Union, building resilience in nutrition in the African continent. That on its own, it gives us a lot of work as PAP. How do we unpack this theme? How do we put this theme into an action plan? To me, that is what it's supposed to lead us when we talk refocusing, repositioning of PAP. This theme is divided into two, Honorable President. Accelerate human capital. We must also unpack what does that mean when you are expected to accelerate human capital. There's a part on social and economic development. In your welcoming remarks, Honorable President, you said, what is the continent expecting of us? And surely we must come up with a program which is going to speak to this theme, as committees as well as regions. Having listened to presentation, I'm a little bit worried, Honorable President. I have to be very frank to this session. There is too much presentations from outside people. It happened in the previous session, and that to me, it does not make us as members of PAP to be able to debate the programs that affect PAP directly. These presentations, they are all taken to chamber. My recommendation was going to be there are thematic areas on these presentations. Why are they not taken to committees of PAP? Presentations to be done to committees of PAP. The committees of PAP to sift issues that are relevant to PAP and be able to bring them to the chamber. There are about 2 or 3 days where it will be presentations. It is at this stage where you get members leaving the chamber, going for shopping and all that, because we are all there in the chamber. You cannot see who's present, who's absent. But in the committees, which are engine rooms, committees are able to dissect and debate robustly those presentations. I want to welcome Chair, Honorable President, I want to welcome the process that has been outlined here, especially on Friday the 28th, that the Committee on Rules will consider the credentials of new MPs. That is fundamental. That is fundamental. Last time we were put in a very awkward situation where people who came are unconstitutional to PAP were sworn in. So it is very important that people get processed in accordance with the rules of PAP. I'm very happy with that, Honorable President. My member from the Rules Committee attended something that was called a program on from Monday to Thursday. But on this program, it does not reflect that there was a Rules Committee meeting. It does not reflect that there was a CAPA meeting. This is an official document. If it is not outlined here, I might not be sure if my member was indeed in PAP. I want to suggest that you must amend and include the committees that sat during this this last week, so that members have something that also protect them. Otherwise, Chair, Honorable President, I want to welcome this presentation, but adjustments should be done. From the 2nd of November, I'm happy that our committees of PAP are making presentation to the chamber. On that one, I'm very happy. But with others that are too much presentations to the chamber for about 2-3 days on broad matters, I don't think I support that. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and my apology for taking long. Thank you, Honorable President.
Honorable Barakat, and then Honorable Mbo after Honorable Barakat.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Le programme est bien étoffé. Le programme est bien étoffé. Moi, je suis content d'une chose, que les propositions d'amendement de règlement intérieur soient présentes. Les propositions, on train de propositions. Il y a trois jours, je crois, pour les caucus qui vont étudier ce règlement intérieur, et 3 autres jours pour la commission de règlement qui vont étudier ces propositions. Ça, c'est une bonne chose, parce que la modification du règlement intérieur, c'est ça qui fait la polémique au PAP. Donc il faut évacuer cette question. C'est très important. Maintenant, moi j'ai un commentaire par rapport à la présentation en plénière de la commission de règlement du rapport fait par rapport aux recommandations et amendements de règlement intérieur. Je crois qu'il est proposé le mardi, non, le jeudi 3 novembre, c'est en ce moment-là que le rapport de la commission règlement par rapport au règlement intérieur sera discuté. Moi, je pense qu'on devrait le faire avant. Une proposition. On gagnerait à faire travailler, quitte à leur amener un peu plus de café, hein, à faire travailler la commission règlement même le samedi après-midi. Comme ça, ils auront le temps de faire le rapport et nous présenter ça le mardi. Le mardi ou le mercredi. Hein? Parce que comme je le disais, il y a toujours quelques collègues qui vont partir, ça c'est sûr et certain. Donc cette question de l'amendement de règlement intérieur doit être évacuée quand le maximum des parlementaires sont là. Deuxième point, ma collègue présidente a évoqué, il y a certains jours, le programme est très chargé. Je vois que pendant 2 jours, il y a 7 communications successives. 7 communications successives en plénière. Donc je pense que c'est beaucoup. Une dernière question pour ceux qui vont aller à la COP. Je vois en plénière la présentation des membres du bureau par rapport à la COP va se faire le 7 juin. Le 7 non, voilà.
Le 7 dans l'après-midi. Hein? Le 7 de 9h à 12h.
De 9h à 12h, voilà. Je pense que ceux qui vont partir à la COP vont quitter juste avant. Donc peut-être il faut avancer cette question sur la COP. Merci. Merci.
Sorry, I had already indicated Honorable Mbo. After Mbo, then I come back to you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you very much, President. Thank you. Are we okay? All right. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I would like to thank the Secretariat also for the work they have done, because it's not easy to prepare such a plan or a draft program for a parliament. But nonetheless, they have done very well.
It's not a secretariat document, it's a bureau document.
The bureau document. Bureau document. I'm talking about whoever made the preparation. Yes. I'm prepared this bureau document. Now, Honorable Speaker, the first one I have here is on Monday the 24th, where you have from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Sorry, come back again. What?
Monday the 24th, second
Sorry?
page.
20 what?
24 of October.
24, okay, thank you.
Yeah. The meeting of the regional caucus is to consider and make proposal for amendment. That from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the 25th, you have the joint meeting. The 20. So for me, I think the time frame for the regional caucus to meet on the rules amendment, I think is too short. For me, I think it's better we have at least a full day or 2 days for the regional caucuses to meet and then do a good job instead of just giving them half a day to meet and then come make a presentation the following day.
Maybe before, I'm going to respond to a lot, but it's a quick one.
Yeah.
It's a quick special one. I also can notice and agree with you. In fact, maybe I may not have been very observant. We say the regional caucuses will spend the whole of Monday. And we even said, if possible, the whole of Tuesday. And then we said on Wednesday, we'll now have a joint. One day, the logic is that if the regional caucuses present, they come to present on Wednesday. We believe 90% of the issues will be very common and agreed. We don't see regional caucuses coming up with very different recommendations. So there's going to be a lot of harmony. So I think a full day of joint presentations will be adequate. So you are right, and I want to quickly support you. But if the regional caucus is finished like on Monday, you never know. Then we'll quickly go back to the chamber again. So we'll be playing to the ear, but certainly we've allocated 2 days. Monday and Tuesday are regional caucus meetings, and Wednesday is full day for joint meeting of regional caucuses. And then Thursday, sorry, I'm having to dispose of this matter. On Wednesday, when you meet as joint, what we agree in law are called drafting instructions. Because what you agree as a plenary, you are now telling rules committee that on this one, this is what we want to see. So we are giving them instructions to say amend this one in this manner as per agreement. So then from Thursday, the rules committee goes back to the drawing board to now draft based on what came out from Wednesday. They will draft on Thursday, Friday. We believe over the weekend they should be able to finish. And then we go for translation. And I want to then come back to Honorable Barakat proposal that let's not delay too much the presentation of the final draft rules. If we delay too much, some people have left and the numbers will be a problem. And again, that one is noted. Thank you. Continue.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. President. And the next one I have is on page 6. Page 6. That is the presentation and adoption of the PAP proposed model laws. We have about 4 that we need to present and debate on. And the time frame, again, may be too short. To make a presentation for 4 model laws and then make a debate on them, I think.
Sorry. What you are saying, page 6?
Yes.
Okay, Tuesday, that one, 9 to 12:30.
Yes. We have 4 things to do.
Okay, I think it's noted.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's
That's
not
all I
yet.
have. Thank you.
Then yes, proceed.
Merci, merci le Président pour m'accorder son bon moment. Je voulais intervenir en complétant les autres, comme quoi, bien insister. Avoir la dernière session que nous avons effectuée, certains thèmes étaient très intéressants en commission ou bien en séminaire hybride. Imaginez-vous quand nous serons en session plénière avec des thèmes très intéressants pour le 8 par exemple. Pour le 8, nous avons 4 thèmes très importants. Pour le PAP, et je dis qu'il y a risque que les parlementaires vont quitter la salle à l'instant avec leur soif. Quand vous parlerez de la gestion de terre, quand vous parlerez du budget, c'est très intéressant. Il faudra vraiment voir s'il y a moyen d'arriver au moins en terme pour diminuer. Sinon, les parlementaires vont se lamenter comme ils ont fait la fois dernière. On était, en dirigeant les réunions, on était dans les difficultés. Parce qu'ils disaient non, vous avez amené beaucoup de thèmes en peu de temps. Pourquoi ne pas organiser beaucoup de thèmes en très peu de temps alors que c'était très intéressant? Il y avait des débats ruinés. Vraiment, c'était bon, des contributions qui étaient vraiment qui vont satisfaire les bureaux de commission et les autres. Je voulais proposer à ce qu'on allège la journée du 8, par exemple. Vraiment, c'est trop comme présentation. Et c'est très intéressant, ça sera vraiment un débat.
You mentioned the theme. Maybe I missed it. Which theme are you referring to? Are you referring to the one on food security? When you say this is a very important theme and people are very interested. And then, of course, there are several themes on page 7. Which particular theme are you saying is very popular?
J'ai mentionné comme quoi les termes qui sont dans la journée du 8 sont tous intéressants pour les parlementaires. Et
Okay.
pas générique.
Okay.
Ils sont tous intéressants.
Yes. Okay.
Et comme il y a des thèmes.
Okay, I think we simply say we take note. And I think the secretariat are recording. I think the point is that I think you are the second person on the same issue. The point is this day is too congested. That's the point. And let's see how we that can be addressed. Yes, there are two aspects. Also, the presenters should not take too long to allow for more debate. But again, it is not inclusive. It can be. There is another way. But the point is taken that this day is very congested. Thank you. I come over here. You want to say something? You want to say something? Okay, let's give the crack.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je voudrais juste expliquer le processus. Je voudrais juste expliquer le processus qui a conduit à l'alignement de ce thème. Nous nous sommes adressés aux différents responsables de caucus et chaque responsable a proposé les thèmes qui font l'objet de ce programme. Et compte tenu du temps qui nous a imparti, on a pu les agencer de cette façon. Et je crois que ce forum est mieux indiqué pour que certains responsables de caucus qui estiment que leur thème peut être différé peuvent suggérer soit de retirer, et ça va nous permettre d'aménager les choses. Parce que nous, à notre niveau, nous n'avons pas cette possibilité, cette compétence de supprimer l'une ou l'autre des thèmes. C'est ce que je voulais apporter. Donc, vous pouvez nous aider aussi à revoir le programme en suggérant de différer certaines des thématiques, probablement pour les prochaines sessions et autres. Merci.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to say something, 2 points. The first one about the president of Committee on Transport, because our committee is waiting for a long time to see the president, and the presidencies belong to North Africa Caucus. And this I saw in the draft program, but nothing is mentioned about this election. Yes, I will ask you, if possible, the Bureau of the PAP help Africa, North Africa Caucus to solve this problem, because we're waiting for a long time to see our president. The second one is about if you see the page 8, Wednesday, 9th of November, I see the presentation, there is presentation and debate on report on the monitoring and evaluation of Agenda 2063 and the role of PAP, African Parliament. I just as I noticed last time, our experts from African Union make a good presentation, and this can help us, but unfortunately, the presentation have been done only in English, and till now we didn't get the presentation. I just ask you if possible, this expert can make the presentation in 4 languages available for all honorables, even if we make, because if this is a program is full, if we get we read it for next time or ever can give it to us, can be helpful for us. That's why I think.
Thank you, Honorable Dao Gabala Mariam.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Monsieur le Président, travailler beaucoup, c'est bien. Avoir des résultats et avoir un impact, c'est encore mieux. Et je voudrais me référer à votre question dans votre exposé introductif. Qu'est-ce qu'on attend du PAP? Quand je regarde un peu le programme, il y a beaucoup de choses. Mais qu'est-ce qu'on retient? Je voudrais commencer par le thème de l'année. À la session dernière, nous avons eu énormément de présentations sur le thème de l'année. Et la question que je me pose, c'est quel est l'apport du PAP par rapport à ces questions de l'année? Est-ce que le PAP, après toutes ces présentations, s'est réuni pour dire quelles sont les propositions concrètes que nous faisons à l'Union africaine? Qu'est-ce qui ressort de ça? Qu'est-ce que nous faisons à l'Union? Quelles propositions nous faisons à l'Union africaine? Quelles recommandations nous faisons à l'Union africaine? Là, je pense que si nous arrivons à cela, alors nous aurons eu de l'impact et nous aurons donné un résultat par rapport aux discussions sur le thème. Et je suis d'accord avec certains de mes collègues de dire qu'il y a beaucoup de présentations extérieures, mais que faisons-nous en tant que PAP? Comment est-ce que nous saisissons cela? La deuxième remarque, Monsieur le Président, toujours dans qu'est-ce qu'on attend de nous, le PAP a travaillé, il y a eu beaucoup de projets, de protocoles, de lois types, etc. Et à mon avis, c'est même le cœur d'un Parlement, de travailler sur les projets et les lois types. Et là, quand je regarde la journée du 8, on veut discuter sur 8 projets aussi importants qui vont impacter nos populations en une journée. À mon avis, c'est pas raisonnable de dire qu'on donne 1 heure pour discuter sur un projet de loi type. Si c'est un projet de loi type, ça veut dire qu'il y a des articles. Et il faut qu'on y aille article par article. Là, on aura vraiment fait un apport et ça sera beaucoup plus facile pour avancer. Le troisième élément, je suis parfaitement en accord avec le projet de planification, commencer à planifier déjà l'année 2023. Vous avez parlé au début d'une retraite. Je ne sais pas, elle se situe à quand? Parce qu'on se posait des questions, pourquoi les gens ne sont pas là? Nos parlements ont pris en charge jusqu'à un certain moment. Donc c'est bon de savoir cette retraite, c'est pour quand et comment ça va se passer. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you. Maybe the translators are also letting us down. I did mention when the treaty will take place. I repeated that one. That one I mentioned already. But maybe the interpreters are the problem. Because I said once we close, and I even appealed that once we close on the 12th, please don't go. Because we immediately go to the retreat. Once we close the session, upon closing, we immediately go to the retreat. So maybe I blame the translators, of course. And immediately after the session, we go for the retreat. But we'll respond to all these questions. Honorable Aira, Honorable Said. Honorable Aira first, then Said after. Honorable Aira. Yes.
شكرا سيد الرئيس، ونشكر من خلالكم كل من سهر على إعداد هذا البرنامج الذي رغم ملئه ورغم طوله إلا أني أعتبره محفزا لنا كهيئة برلمان للعمل أكثر. لدي ملاحظة السيد الرئيس بخصوص يوم الثلاثاء 8 نوفمبر في عرض واعتماد القوانين النموذجية المقترحة لطرف البرلمان الإفريقي. لا أرى إدراج المجموعة البرلمانية للشباب مع أنه تقريرنا جاهز ولا أراه مدرجا، كما أنني في يوم الخميس 10 نوفمبر يدرج هنا اجتماع المجموعة البرلمانية للشباب، في حين أني سبق وبعثت لك رسالة سيد الرئيس مفادها أننا خططنا كمكتب إلى ندوة تعتبر نشاطنا الأول كمكتب. قدمت لك مقترح الندوة، فأتمنى أن في يوم هذا الاجتماع أنه ستكون ندوة بعد موافقتكم، وفي يوم إدراج العروض أتمنى أن تدرج أيضا المجموعة البرلمانية للشباب، لأن نماذجنا المقترحة كمجموعة شباب جاهزة. شكرا.
Sorry, on which day do you want to have a workshop for the youth? Which date?
في يوم الخميس 10 نوفمبر في هنا في يوم الخميس 10 نوفمبر هنا أدرج في البرنامج اجتماع المجموعة البرلمانية للشباب. بدل الاجتماع نريد أن نعقد الندوة سيد الرئيس.
On the 10th. It's coming as 8, it's coming as 10. So which one do I do?
Yes.
You want to have a workshop on the 10th? Thursday the 10th. Okay. Instead of a meeting, you want a workshop. Is that the point?
Your Excellency, may I assist?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We are saying that as the Youth Caucus, we have realized that on the 4th of November, the Women's Caucus has got some
On the
presentations.
4th of November.
Yes.
So we go to the 4th.
On the 4th of November, the Women's Caucus has got a conference that they have.
Yes.
And we also had some model laws, and we also had some presentations that we wanted to do. So we're proposing, if possible, then we can be slotted in when the Women's Caucus is doing theirs, then we can also be able to do ours, so that when we do the final meeting on the 10th, at least we'll be deliberated on some issues, and it's not just one meeting.
Women include youths who are female.
Exactly.
You are also part of women.
Exactly.
So we can't exclude you from the Women's Caucus.
Yeah,
Women's Caucus.
Thank you.
Yes, Women Caucus should have youth. Among women, there are youth. So you should be part of the Women's Caucus.
Exactly.
But I understand your situation. You are desirous. You want to have a workshop as a youth. around the 4th or so that time. I think that one, don't worry, we'll work on that one and we'll advise you in terms of this program where we can slot it. Agree? Fine, we'll work on this and change slightly and accommodate your request. We'll accommodate your request. But you participate in the women's conference and then we'll try to look for time outside that women's conference. You want a morning, is it? That's a morning, not a whole day. Sorry, your mic is on, it's off. Mic, the honorable off, mic, honorable Laila, your mic.
طوال اليوم سيد الرئيس.
You want a whole day for the youth workshop, a whole day. We'll look for a weekend. Weekend is better. Saturday or Sunday.
أنتم تحددون السيد الرئيس الوقت ونحن جاهزون ليس لدينا أي مشكلة.
Why not on the 20? Why not on the 29th Saturday? The whole day you have a workshop on the 29th. 29 is a Saturday. The next Saturday. Next Saturday, the whole day you have a workshop. On the 29th. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Shukran. Right, further comments, guys. Honorable Said.
شكرا سيد الرئيس. أريد أن ننتقل إلى الصفحة 5 ونحدد التاريخ يوم 2/7 نوفمبر 2022. الصفحة 5.
What's the date?
الصفحة 5 باللغة العربية لا أدري.
Sorry, what is the date?
2/7 نوفمبر. 7 November.
7 November,
Yeah.
Monday.
Monday, yes.
Yes. Yes.
السيد الرئيس أرى أنه حسب التجربة والعمل داخل هذا البرلمان أنه لا يمكن في الفترة الصباحية وضع 3 برامج مع بعض. 3 برامج متتابعة في فترة صباحية. هذا الحقيقة بالغالب لا نكمل العمل داخل بسبب المداخلات والنقاش وهناك في هذا اليوم ثلاث برامج، يعني برنامج متعلق بشأن افريقيا والجامعة الدول العربية، وهناك تقرير المراجعة والحسابات العامة، وهناك أيضا عروض ومناقشة بشأن تقرير اتفاقية منطقة التجارة الحرة. هذا في المساء عفوا، لكن في الفترة الصباحية هناك أيضا إحاطة حول مشاركة البرلمان في مؤتمر الأعلام. أرى أن تقرير المراجعة والحسابات العامة هذا التقرير يحتاج الكثير من النقاش لكونه بالغ الأهمية، لأنه هناك تقرير في الغالب يكون تقرير كبير ويحتاج الكثير من النقاش ويكون هناك تسجيل كثير من المداخلات والمناقشات حول الموضوع. أجد أنه يجب مراجعة الوقت الكافي لتقرير لجنة المراجعة والحسابات العامة حتى يكون النواب الوقت الكافي لمناقشة أحبذ لو أن تقرير المراجعة والحسابات العامة يكون في فترة صباحية لوحده، إذا كان ذلك ممكن. النقطة الثانية فيما يتعلق بمراجعة النظام الداخلي التي سوف ننطلق بها في يوم الاثنين المقبل. كان حبذا لو كان هناك مقترحات وصلتنا بالوقت الكافي، لأن هناك يومين فقط ولم لدينا البرنامج، لدينا النظام الداخلي موجود اصلا، لكن المقترحات التي تتعلق بعمل لابد ان يكون هناك مقترحات من طرف المختصين ومن طرف المختص ايضا من طرف البرلمان. كان حبذا لو وصلتنا هذه المعلومات قبل الدخول في نقاش النظام الداخلي وقبل اجتماع المجموعات الاقليميه حول النقاش. يكون الاطلاع على الوثائق قبل الاجتماع يكون ذلك مهم.
We are done with comments, and they were all very live and very important comments. The chair of agriculture has arrived, and he wants to take the floor. Thank you.
Merci, honorable président, pour la parole. Je félicite et remercie ceux qui ont élaboré ce programme. Je voudrais mentionner ici que la commission agriculture a un conflit d'agenda par rapport au programme ici, parce que la commission agriculture est engagée dans plusieurs autres activités pour lesquelles le leadership du PAP a souhaité que cette commission soit présente. C'est ainsi que j'aurais souhaité que les activités, les rapports et les résolutions qui seront présentées par la commission agriculture puissent être déplacées avant le 2 novembre. La proposition que je fais, c'est au niveau de la journée du 1er novembre, quand on va présenter le thème de l'Union africaine de l'année, qui a un lien avec la commission agriculture, et que pendant qu'on va présenter ces thèmes, qu'il y ait les rapports sur la sécurité alimentaire, qui est un rapport de la commission agriculture, et qu'on profite de la même occasion pour présenter la résolution sur la gestion des sols. Parce que ces deux éléments vont de pair. Et cela pourra permettre à ce que le bureau de la commission qui va participer aux activités de corps et qui devra partir d'ici le 2 novembre au soir puisse participer et présenter. Parce que le 3 novembre, le membre du bureau de la commission participe aux travaux du Parlement du climat qui auront lieu à l'Égypte. Et à partir du 8, il participe aux travaux de la COP. Alors, l'autre chose que je voudrais dire, comme il y a une retraite qui commence après les 12, ça veut dire que les activités de la commission au niveau de la COP devront se terminer les 12 pour rentrer ici à mi-30 et participer à la retraite. Parce que cette retraite est aussi importante pour le membres de la commission. Voilà, honorable président, ce que j'avais à dire par rapport au conflit d'agenda au niveau de cette commission et les propositions que je fais.
Yes, we'll respond. But, Madam Interpreter, we said we don't want conflicts. But we don't want conflicts in power. And this language of with a conflict, no, there's no conflict. If there was conflict, we wouldn't have come here with this report. Because people in conflict don't sit to discuss. Whatever Barakat. I want to advise this because sometimes even in the chamber, previously, sometimes we create conflict by the language and also by voice. Sometimes someone speaks like, in the end, we are more interested in your fight than in what you are saying. So I just want to say, let's avoid language like conflict. There's no conflict here. We have come to discuss as mature, seasoned leaders, exchange views. Yeah, so when you express a contrary view, do not say, I do not agree with you. That's conflict. You say, look at my side. I probably slightly, I want to improve what you say. You know, I think this is another training that we need to undertake about language. That how do we persuade someone who is talking what you don't like, but you use language which is very persuasive. And I think we need something like that for MPs. That even when they speak on the floor, you don't attack. You simply say, Madam Stars, you know, you are saying good things. But I wanted to add something. But when I aid, you see that I'm differing with you, but I'm aiding. That's a better way to communicate than to say you, what you're saying, you. Anyway, let's say this. We have no solution to the Agriculture Committee. Agriculture Committee are going for the COP 27 in Egypt. Not all of them. The chairman, bureau, blah, 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 and others, including the president of PAP. I have a session in a COP where I should be present. But I cannot leave to be there by the 8th. It's not possible. I only leave after the retreat, the planning workshop. That's when I'll go to COP. But we have said, Mr. Chairperson of the Rules Committee, also the Agriculture Committee, and probably 3, 4, 5 others will go as advanced team to represent Pan-African Parliament initially. Like they should be there by the 8th. When the COP starts, they're there. The other part, like me and others, will only go after the retreat. Unfortunately, that we cannot change. Because we cannot change the PAP, we cannot change our program. So it's up to you as a committee to see who goes as advanced team and who remains behind to participate in the retreat on behalf of the committee. Your language, when you say, so when we go the 8th, we have to come back, that I believe that's a bit too strong and unkind to the chair. Sympathize with the chair. Because I'm playing with so many balls, trying to get them, all of them balancing at the same time. So sympathize with the chair when you criticize. Because you cannot say, if we go on the 7th, so are you saying we come back for the retreat? No, you don't talk like that. You know that's not practical. You cannot come back. Simply say, Mr. President, I think we need to see how we can have others going and others remaining to participate. Because not the whole committee is not going to COP 27 anyway. So committee chair, give us an acting chair who will participate in the retreat. And you can ask us what is going to happen in the retreat. You can actually give instructions to your member and say, you please make sure that you advance these issues in the retreat. So I'm responding a bit strongly on that one, that please be kind to the chair. We are trying to accommodate everybody's interests, including Agriculture Committee, and yourself, you go much earlier. And the part of minimizing conflict is not to raise your hand when the chair is on the floor. It's part of minimizing conflict. But once you raise your head when I'm speaking, it means you are not listening. It means you are not listening, you want to talk. But that's not good. You should put up the down hand, let me finish. We'll give you your time. You also speak. And I'm going to be on this mission. This happens in the chamber too much. And it destroys our chamber. Someone say, no, let them finish. And then you'll be given the floor and you contribute. So to the rules, to the Agriculture Committee, which is a very active committee for now, because they are the ones spearheading the theme of the year. They are very much at the forefront. And I've been talking to my brother all the time. And you know that you are very important at the moment in PAP, because the whole theme lies with you. And I love him very much. I keep talking to him all the time. And I know he's leaving for COP by about 6, 7 November. The beauty is that the flight to Cairo is simply Joburg into Cairo, straight. They are now connecting from Joburg into Cairo. So he leaves in the evening with Egypt Air, and the following morning he's in Cairo. So he will leave even on the 6th or 7th. There is an advanced team among MPs to COP, and the chair will be one of them. And that is going to happen. Right. So there's no conflict. Right. I also have made an observation, Mr. Chair of Agriculture. The 1st of November, which I think you referred to, the 1st of November, I think, can be improved. The 1st of November, I should say I did not notice Mr. Clark, because we seem to be saying the Rules Committee has 2 allocations between on the 1st and on the 3rd. It's Rules Committee. There's time for Rules Committee on the 1st And on the 3rd, the rules committee is coming back. I think we'll sit down to see if that's true. That on the 1st they'll present what are they presenting. On the 3rd they are presenting what are they presenting again. We may then save time. We may juggle around and take one of those afternoons and give it to whoever is deserving. And there's this issue, the day 2nd November. I think in order to take into account some observations about time, on the 8th, for example, that whole day, unless I'm missing something, that whole day is 9 to 6 p.m. Will be, we'll cut it to, we'll only do it 9 to 1 o'clock, so that we bring in other things. We'll try and do that. So we may save time on the 2nd of November, save time on the 1st of November, and move other items, so that we have more time where we are told by Kappa, we are told by others that these things are too congested. So we may create 2 other afternoons to accommodate the congestion. And Mr. Chair of Agriculture, before you arrived, we were told you arrived this morning, so you had to go to your hotel to prepare. I think to focus on the theme, Mr. Chair of Agriculture, we have a lot of expectations from your committee to lead us on this issue of the theme. And I think we need to talk even beyond this meeting. A comment has been made that we need to do more, and we need not to expire. The theme does not expire after December, because we would not have provided for full security. So we'll be working with you beyond December into January, and a lot of activities even into 2023 on the theme. And it has been mentioned that if PAP is to be relevant, these are some of the issues that we need to make an impact on. So I see you want to say something. I give you the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je comprends que le langage que nous utilisons peut parfois poser des problèmes. Utiliser conflit d'agenda, c'est une expression française qui ne parle pas des conflits, mais c'est parce que il y a beaucoup de choses qui doivent être faites au même moment. C'est tout simplement ça. Bon, bien sûr, les gens ont peur du mot conflit, ils croient que conflit c'est pour créer un conflit. C'est une expression française pour dire qu'il y a... si je m'exprimais peut-être en swahili, je n'allais pas utiliser le mot conflit, j'allais utiliser autre chose. Ou si je m'exprimais en arabe, peut-être. Et comme je m'exprime en français, j'ai compris que...
Télescopage.
Ongea Kiswahili, tuongee Kiswahili wewe. Ongea Kiswahili.
C'était pour ça, on va essayer de voir comment adapter notre programme par rapport aux priorités qui sont les priorités. Merci.
You take note of my point that we have high expectations on your committee for PAP to make an impact on the theme. And we are still looking forward for more programs from yourself. You know, my dear, I support you a lot. You know, I see in the corridors, I say, let's go to my office. Let's go and talk. Because I want your committee to thrive and to shine and to make PAP be heard by the continent. On this is a very good thing for PAP, food security. Thank you very much. A lot of comments. Let me go through this book and come back. Just be picking what PAP is right. The Honorable Chair, Mariam. Honorable Mariam.
Yes.
Your point is my point. You have stolen my point. That PAP should make an impact, and I agree with you. That's where we fall short of. That whatever we do, fall short of. Now, of course, when you take too many things, sometimes you lose impact, like our program. The one issue you had Youth Caucus saying, we have our report and we don't see that you are provided for it. We want our own workshop. So when committees have presented their reports and they say they have to go, for the Bureau to say yours no, this one yes, will create politics again. So whenever you bring your reports, we accommodate all of them. But in our planning, we try to emphasize certain leading themes for now, like the theme on food security. But almost every committee, when they've done a report, we respect them, that they've done work and you can't exclude them. And imagine you are the chair of gender, imagine you do a report and we remove gender now. And I know there will be war in PAP. So we want to avoid conflict and war. So we take on board your report. What we are going to do, the Secretariat, is to try and give a lot of time to those issues that you are saying are very important. But everybody should be accommodated. But we take note of the issue on the theme of the year. And there we are together. And we'll always be with you. Presentation of COP27 by the Bureau, yes. In the Bureau, there are certain areas that we've said should have champions within the Bureau. Right, issues to do with COP are under the third Vice President, Madam Passos. And the chair of culture, Passos, in the Bureau is the person that we've deployed as Bureau to also work closely with you in the Bureau to ensure that we also promote issues of climate change. As a result, we've asked her that before people leave for COP, at least MPs need to know what PAP is going to do at the COP. Even those that are not going, they can even make a contribution. You see, and again, this meeting can take much longer. You know, we have a problem in PAP whereby committees, we run committees as silos. In some other English, it's called cocoons. Silos, whereby each committee is doing its own thing and is exclusive to other committees. We have a trip, we go to Spain, we come back, you just hear like by rumor. Every committee now should justify its trip. And all the members should know why this committee is going out and where are they going. To do what? When they come back, they should inform everybody that we went and we achieved this. I was joking, and nothing to do with the Madam Chair of Women, for example. I saw some pictures, you were in Addis. We could, and women's meeting in Addis, for example. But when you ask the president of PAP, why did they go there? I would say, I don't know. When they came back, why did they bring? I would say, I don't know. Then you say, well, so what is PAP doing? And I've told the clerk that from now onwards, any committee going out, whether it's women, youth, agriculture, we should have a very good write-up of, we are going for this mission to achieve the following, to have that impact that has been mentioned. We need to show what's the impact for PAP when you attend this meeting. So we want a presentation on COP27. People just leave. I've gone for COP27 to do what? For the benefit of PAP, what is there for us? So that's why you see this on the program, that it's not a long one, probably 15 minutes. This is what we'll be doing, but this is the message we are carrying from here, and others can contribute who may not be going. Chair of Transport Committee, I'm answering some of the issues now, let me respond. The Chair of Transport Committee, we don't have. We don't have because when we did chairpersons, rapporteurs, we shared positions of chair. We said because of the need to balance and everybody benefit, every region shall get a chair. And the chair of transport was given to the Northern Caucus. And the caucus would come. In fact, the way we do it now is when the caucus chair comes to the bureau and says, you have given Southern Africa these rules, we are deploying Majora. It's done. It's over. Well, the caucus simply tells us who the person is. And that's what all of you, in all what the opposition occupy, that's what happened. It's the caucus which just gave us, as a bureau, the name. And that's why I'm sitting here. Now, they're not very caucus. They meet, they disagree. That's basically the issue. And the chairman is here. And we are very disappointed. It is the only one position out of how many?
11.
No, they're not 11, 39. The total committees are 13 multiplied by 3, 39. Out of the 39, there is one which is giving us problems. Chair of transport, and that's the Northern Caucus. And the chairperson is here, my good brother, Honorable Asadin. The Northern Caucus, please. But I know they've resolved this issue. Do the way others did. Once you agree and you give us a name, it's done. It's over. But you continue to fight. Mr. Chair, caucus, we want a name. There are no elections. There are no elections. That's what we agreed. No, we never conducted elections for anyone in this room. All of you in your there were no elections. We were simply saying rotation. Women's caucus, rotation. Oh, it's Central Africa, which is next. And she became chair. Just by saying Central Africa. And then the name was given to us. All of you is the same that happened. And even for transport committee, I want to tell you, there will be no elections. Because if we conduct elections, that means we have now deviated from what we did with all of you. No elections. The caucus chair will write to the bureau and say, chair is so, and that is done. It's gone. That's what we did for all other positions. So, Mr. Azadin, I may give you a platform to say something. Say something, Honorable Azadin.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Non, tout simplement, ce retard est dû à un débat démocratique au sein du caucus et nous allons bien sûr régler le plus tôt possible cette question. Cependant, je tiens à répondre à Madame la vice-présidente de la Commission. Cette absence n'a pas handicapé ni contrarié les travaux de la Commission. Bien au contraire, ces travaux ont été magistralement dirigés par la vice-présidente et tout le programme de la Commission a suivi son cours normal en l'absence du président. Mais nous allons cette fois-ci arriver à régler ce problème, Monsieur le Président. Et on s'excuse qu'on ait pris énormément de retard. Je vous remercie.
Honorable Vice Chair of Transport, you have been given an opportunity to continue chairing. So don't complain, continue chairing. You are the acting chair at the moment. Go ahead and chair until they put their house in order. But I will also push them so that they put the house in order so that we move forward. I'm going to issues that you write, draft rules in advance. Draft rules, they are not yet draft rules. Because if we say don't draft for the MPs, all you do as rules at the moment is to identify those clauses that need review and give reasons. Clause 6, for example, or clause whatever, for example, I'm introducing something from my own. I have not read it in that document. For example, the issue of swearing in. And Honorable Majority has mentioned that we need to tighten that area. But sometimes it's creating conflicts. The issue even of deliberative organ. Hey, that is too broad. You know, in churches we have deliberative organs in a church. Deliberative organs are everywhere. So can we be more smart in language, for example? So the rules committee said, I think we need to tighten this language. And they can even make a proposal but not a draft. So, right, and I'm introducing something now, like swearing in, for example. Like I think Lesotho, they held the elections in October. The session is on now. I can assure you they will not be able to come and swear in on Monday, because they're still sorting out swearing. Inauguration, I think, is on the 8th. The 8th of November, that's the inauguration. Already we've gone past. Those MPs, the ones deployed to PAP, they will come next year in May. Almost a year. Waiting to go to PAP. Yet, in March, when we meet as committees, we can dedicate the first day of the sitting of committees to a short session, which swears in members who would have come in between October or between 30th May, because last swearing in was in May. So between May and March, all those who conduct elections, we swear them in March, so that they become full members and start participating, rather than wait for almost a year to become a member. So the Rules Committee will simply say, this issue of only swearing in March, in May and October, look, it is disenfranchising our only members, for example. So the Rules Committee is simply highlighting areas for amendment. That document, and I know it's now being translated into our usual languages. And I want to encourage the clerk who is here, that once it's translated, can you give it to members? I know Monday we'll be looking at that. We will try on a Monday to have somebody who is very well versed with that document to do a presentation to the caucus, just to represent that report by the Rules Committee, just to tell you what is there, not adding anything, what is written in that report, and that becomes the basis of further discussion. Our youth caucus, we've finalized what we are going to do. More we agreed, so we can move. Credentials of new MPs, it goes without saying that some of the conflicts previously are a result of this lack of vetting properly who is supposed to go in the chamber. I think that is taken note. Now, caucus issue was done, rules are amended on Tuesday, right? All right, that's one, the full days we've already dealt with that one. There is an issue that is brought up by Honorable Majudina, that we have too many outsiders presenting. I don't know how to answer this one, but I've found some way. I was looking at where the main presenters are in the program, and I'm not finding them. Because the way we try to do it is on each topic, like Agriculture Committee when they are presenting on food security. We know we have the Food and Agriculture Organization who are the experts in this area. So to complement our own work, to complement the work of the committee, we take experts from outside. So that, and then they present concurrently with the chair of the committee. So it's the committee itself supported by some expert knowledge. It's just complementary. Just complementary. So when you look at, where is this? This is the base of the State of the Union. That one can't be diluted. It's the chair of the union who comes in, the chair of the union, and informs us about the state of the union, which I think is okay. Presentation of the debate on the theme, that's where we have two people, but we have our chair of committee is also presenting. It's part of that team. It's actually his team. Then when you go to the next, we have outsiders, yes, but you see the chair, Engineer Sheriff, is presenting, supported by people who may have come from outside. So I'm just wondering, where exactly do we have outsiders taking most of our time? In fact, we are commanding 85% of this program. The presentations are by ourselves, supported by other people from outside. But I need to be educated. I can change. If you say yeah. There are too many outside there and there and there, and then we can adjust. I have no problem. But I'm failing to see them. Get my point that in fact our work should be complemented by other experts from outside. Like when you are talking of HIV, HIV has one. What do you call it? COVID-19, for example. We among ourselves may not be very exhaustive. So we are the outside of the health chair. So I'm just saying, I don't see anywhere where I can say the outsiders have dominated in this program. That's why, and you can correct me if you find it. I can always come back and change. Right, and then I also revise my whatever I'm saying, and then by time too short, just commenting on everything. Oh, I'm just checking what the comments and what we may have left out. I don't find if I left out anything, please tell me I left out something. Then we'll adjust where we see that things are not, like the comment by Honorable Mbo. I agree with you. We are going to change that Monday, Tuesday thing. That is going to change, and decongesting day on the 8th of November is very congested. We are going to decongest that. That again we promise, and the rest. Sorry. Okay, the date for co-presentation, the date may also have to change. You know, we are very listening. I think the program we have commented is enough. Well done, let's move with it. Our culture is, if you think something needs to change, even as we go, it's possible. Don't gossip. Don't talk to someone who is not responsible. Go directly to the bureau, go directly to the clerk, to the bureau members and say, why can't we change here? Don't talk to Amina, because she has no capacity to change the program. So go to the right, we don't gossip about anything. We are on the free, honest environment of not saying, why are they not doing this? Someone comes and say, well, they say, go to them. Yeah. Well, they say, go to them, why? I'm not the one who changes things. Yes. Now, this part is done, and we're now asking the press, media, you are now, media, non-members of staff of PAP, the next phase, you are not what? Members. You are not allowed to be in the room. Those who are not in the media, go out. It's done for today. You can, if you want to get interviews, not even here near the door. You shouldn't hear anything about what will be said. But I see you are reluctant to stand up. Please stand up and go. Media, please leave the room. Those who are not PAP, they know themselves.